My name is Josh Sutton here, and again, we're coming at you with part 2 of NaNoWriMo and You. So, NaNoWriMo's over. At time of recording, this is the 1st of December, and what happens now? Basically, we're going into what happens now after NaNoWriMo. So, for those of you who are wondering how my NaNoWriMo challenge did, I didn't finish. I did not even get to the goal I'd set myself, which was to actually finish the novella I'm working on. I can reason that away. A friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, has sadly passed away. And that really knocked me, but I can't really explain that away. I think it was just due to other factors as well as just general laziness on my part. That made me not finish it. However, I got damn near close. I'm about 9k away from finishing the novella, so I'm probably going to have about 38,000 words written, 38,000 words-ish, written for you by the time it's gone through editing and a second draft. So here I'm actually talking about editing. So editing is the phase you do after writing, obviously. So that can take many forms. You can do it yourself if you're very good with the English language. If you're like me and have a job which requires you to work ridiculous hours, then there's various editing companies on Facebook. The one I tend to use is SJS Editorial Services. She edited Shaz'uul, which I couldn't have been happier with. I mean, her prices are reasonable. Plug over. Or there are loads of people who will do this. It's always for a price. You do have to be aware. You have to pay for what you're going to get. Now, normally editors will either have flat rates, because I tend to write novellas and smaller books under sort of 40k. I tend to get away with like a little less on the pricing side, but you just have to be circumspect about what you can afford. However, don't skimp on the editing. Make sure your editing is, you're happy with it, because what I do is I pay for a first round of editing. I then rewrite the book. I then go through, add things, take out things, send it for a second round of editing, and then send it to beta readers. And that's another important point, beta reading. Your friends are always going to tell you, at least if you've got good friends, they're always going to tell you your work's fantastic, no matter even if it's a pile of steaming dog shit. So, how do we get around that? Well, the way I get around it is I find people who want to read books. I've got my old publishing friends, connections I've made who will just read it, and they will be honest with you and say, this needs changing, that needs changing, oh my god, this is awesome, this bit sucks, blah, blah, blah. You do need to get that done before you even think about publishing. And then the final thing before you think about publishing is cover design. You can either go two routes. You can either design the cover yourself, obviously. Great if you're a dab hand with Photoshop, or if you're like me and not, you can either find someone who is and beg them to do it for you, or you've got the pre-made cover market. There are thousands of sites out there. I'm not going to even tell you which ones to use, but there are sites out there. They are reasonable. The designers are often very nice to talk to, very genuine people, and they will help tweak their covers to fit your book. That's the most important thing. Now, getting on to the other end of NaNoWriMo, and the topic that I find most interesting is, what is NaNoWriMo for? For me, NaNoWriMo is a daily push to try and hit that word goal. Doesn't matter if you don't or if you miss a few days. It's all about the writing. It's about keeping that energy going, because as I've probably said earlier in this video, if you're like me, you are lazy, and you will just have days where you just won't write, or months even. So it's a good kick in the teeth to actually get you to do something and to do it regularly. Now, for me, NaNoWriMo is all about a challenge. I set myself a goal. If I meet that, fantastic. If I don't, okay, well, I'll carry on in my spare time and get that done. So, realistically, I want to encourage people who are writers to try NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo is a fantastic opportunity for everyone. Excuse me. And it's a fantastic opportunity for those who want to be writers to effectively try it. It's not an event where you have to publish your book after it. You can just write for fun. Although most of us in the writing community use it as right, I've got a novel to finish, I want to finish it in November. Try and get in before the December rush on editors and cover designers, but that's a different thing. There's a lot of other things NaNoWriMo is good for, and it's certainly good for showing you your flaws as a writer. For example, this NaNoWriMo, I knew this already, but I found out that I'm incredibly lazy. I will have these great ideas, and then they'll end up written on bits of paper and left somewhere and never actually translated to book. I found out I'm very bad at promotion, and it's really kickstarting my vibe to carry on and push through and make the best of what I can, really. So on that note, we're going to just cycle over to my new Patreon page. I recently changed all my reward tiers on Patreon. So for just $1 a month, you can support me for my internal gratitude and access to a Discord server. I haven't quite yet finished setting that up yet, but that will be set up within the next day or so at time of recording this video. That's just a place to talk, recommend books, you know, just all that kind of shiraz and shebang, just to have fun. Because at the end of the day, we read for pleasure, and I think the best way to bring people together with books is to have a community of readers. That's why I love book clubs so much. Anyway, book clubs are a separate video. But yeah, I do urge you, if you can take the time, go to my Patreon. The link is in the description. I will be forever grateful if any of you can just support me on that. It's a big dream of mine to be able to do this full time, and the money from Patreon certainly helps, as does the money from sales. It's all about connecting with your fans these days. So anyway, that is it for this video on NaNoWriMo New Part 2. I hope you had a successful NaNoWriMo. If you do, post how far you got, whether you won, lost, what you did with NaNoWriMo. Down in the description, I do read all my comments, so I'd love to hear from you. And for now, that is Joshua Sutton signing off. I will see you in the next video.